Alright, let's try this, see if this works. My name is Missy. I also go by Ravenshot. For the last couple of weeks, actually, I've been watching all of the TTMT videos. I'm up to August of 2013. So I thought I would join in because I've really enjoyed everybody's videos and it seems like a fun thing to do. Um, so this would be my first Talk to Me Tuesday. Um, I am disabled, so a lot of crafts that I used to enjoy I can't do anymore. Like I used to quilt, and I really enjoyed it. I did a few double Irish chains, a trip around the world, and then um, my back and my pelvis got a lot worse, and I can't quilt anymore because it requires to lay them out on the floor, um, and then crawl around on your hands and knees, baste it together, pin it together. I just can't physically do it. It hurts too much. I might be able to do like a small wall hanging or crib quilt if I can lay it on my table. But even that would probably hurt because I can only stand for about 10 to 15 minutes, give or take, and I can only sit for the same amount of time. Anyway, as a result, I had to drop quilting and I picked up cross stitching, which is my main hobby. I've also picked up crochet, and I wasn't really very good at it, but thanks to watching these videos, which is another reason I wanted to join in, some of the older videos, Calypso Bard, Lady of Lost Times, and Ophingen all did videos, if I'm remembering the people correctly, that had fairly decent close-up shots of holding the hook. One of Calypso Bard's, it was a friend of hers that had a decent close-up shot. And everybody holds their hooks differently, but the way I was holding mine was kind of like a pencil. And I would do this, moving my thumb. And that caused a lot of pain here and here. So I had to give up crocheting because it hurt too much. And I really enjoyed it. Um, well, watching these videos showed me another way to hold it, and I started practicing, so I can move the hook instead of moving this hand and my thumb, and it worked. So I went ahead and picked up some Peaches and Cream, the cotton yarn, and I was a little bit surprised that maybe it's just the skein I got or what, but it feels fairly rough. But I tried a practice piece. Of course, my tension is off. I've gotten a lot better. Wait till you see the acorn. This is called the ladder because this bit here is supposed to look like a ladder, and it's made out of the Peaches and Cream. I had a little difficulty because the cotton yarn doesn't have the give that the acrylic has, and I've never done with wool, so I don't know. Um, but I was really enjoying it, so I went ahead and went to Hobby Lobby and picked up a couple of books. I figured dishcloths would be the perfect little thing to practice because, they just make little squares, and this has a whole bunch of different stitches and stuff like this one and this one. I've got it on mirror image so you can actually read this, so it's backwards to me, and that one, and there's a whole bunch more. I know that's upside down, sorry. But I figured that would make good practice with something useful, not just making a square that you can't do anything with. And then I got this one as well because I liked the edging and stuff that was on these. In fact, I did this one, and I'll show it in a minute. But while I was there, I noticed that, or my sister-in-law actually noticed it, I was looking at the yarn for sugar and cream because this is Peaches and Cream, and I thought they were a different weight. Turns out they're not, but I didn't know. And she came across, I love this cotton. Now in the earlier videos where we had a lot of more people doing the crochet, they kept talking about the Hobby Lobby I love this yarn and how wonderful it is. So I was feeling the I love this cotton, and it is a lot softer than the peaches and cream. Um, I also found it a lot easier to crochet with. I bought a solid and a variegated in like 3 different shades, including this one, which is their holiday. And with that, I did this. And that is the front side. Don't mind my ends. As you can see, my tension is still not perfect. But I would guess if I blocked it, the wave would go away. Um, I'm not sure I need to worry about it because it's, meant to be a washcloth, so it's going to get smooshed. And then there's the other one I did. And there's the purple variegated, and then the purple. And this is done in the I Love Cotton. Um, I was proud of this one. This is the first square I've ever done that is almost square. And I love this. This is what made me want to try. Somebody showed it on one of their earlier videos. This is from Ravelry. It's a free pattern from Sugar and Cream, Lily. It's a little acorn shape. I didn't think I'd be able to do it, but I did. I meant to do it in 2 colors, but I wasn't sure if I didn't want to buy too much yarn, because if it turns out that I still couldn't crochet without paying, then it'd waste of money. So I just did it in the 1 color. There's a ridge right along here that denotes the cap from the bottom, and this is done in the I Love Cotton. It's a little crooked because it's backwards. Um, it's very soft. I mean, it's wonderful, and it was so much easier to work with. It had more give. I don't know why, but it's got more give than this did. But it worked. When I used to crochet, I enjoyed thread crochet with, 10 weight bedspread thread. I made things like little stockings and some doilies. Here's one that kind of got stopped in progress. It badly needs blocked. Um, I tried doing this again, and it turns out I can't see it. Um, I know when I picked my stitching up again, I can't see the holes in 28 count fabric anymore without reading glasses. Looks like I need them for doing these as well, which is kind of sad because I really enjoyed it. Um, I had started what I was hoping would be an Afghan using Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn. I got this color here. Hold on. It's sea blue. And then the variegated called Tweed that matches it. I was going to do the bulk of it. It's all double crochet with, I did a front post here, and then about halfway through, and then equally distant from the edge on the other side. When I got it all done, I was going to go around the outside edges with the variegated. As you can tell, yeah, I didn't do too well on the turning thing. It turns out I messed it up from the word go. For a double, you're supposed to chain 3. I chained 2 on half of them. On some of them, it looks like I might have chained 4. So I cut it off and stopped. My sister-in-law said she wants it as a scarf, so I'm going to go around the edge with a single crochet just to give it a nice edging, and then maybe some tassels hanging off of it, and call it good, and then give it to her. But that left me with some skeins of yarn, and since I finally found a way to move the hook with my wrist, I started. This is a dishcloth square, but I really like the pattern, and it's one that you can just keep going. Where's the front? There's the front. So I just started it and just continuing to go. I figure I'm on row 9, I think it is. When I do 10 rows, I'll switch to the sea blue and do 10, and then switch back to this and do 10, until it's either big enough or I run out of room. And then I was hoping, if I can get it done, to send it to Jen for Linus. I did check my local area, and we don't have a Linus connection here in Panama City, Florida, which is kind of sad because I know we have a lot of kids in crisis. I've never seen so many families just throw out their teenagers as I've seen here. Um, Excuse me. Anyway, my main hobby is cross stitching, as I said. Um, I've finished about 52 projects, I believe, and I started about 18 years ago, about a year before my son was born. I'm currently working on a Quaker, which is a more traditional sampler, and I don't have any specific theme that I love more than others. Basically, if the design makes me go, "Ooh, I like that," I'm going to stitch it. Whether it's a Quaker or a modern thing or, a little thing, it doesn't matter. If I like it, I stitch it. Um, but the Quakers were done by the ones that are most famous are the Quaker schoolgirl samplers from England. And this was a freebie back in, I want to say 2007. Excuse me, so I don't lose my needle on my bed. Um, there was a stitching blog called Mon Ami Pierre. I believe it was a French blog, if I remember correctly. And she put out a Quaker as a free pattern. I started it in 2009 and put it aside. Due to severe depression getting a lot worse, I completely stopped crafting in about 2011 and did not stitch or complete any stitching until this March of 2014. Um, that I'll have to get into in depth in another video. But anyway, here's the left hand side. And then that little tree down there with the birds. There's going to be fruits that go right here and right here. Oops. And then I'll move on. Next to that will be a squirrel eating an acorn. And then I'll finish the part up here and it will be done. My hope is I can get it done before the end of May. If I continue to stitch the way I have been in the last couple of months, a couple hours every day, I might actually have it done in a couple of weeks, which would be fantastic. Alright, I'm already at 13 minutes and 40 seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Well, I hope to do these videos on Tuesdays, though I won't have as much to show as the rest of you, because pretty much stitching and crochet seems to be all I do. But it's better than nothing. Um, Again, thank you all for sharing your videos. I really enjoyed them. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye!